Well, well, well.
Well, if it's in Joseph Mahallahan McCormick.
It's Mahulahan. Mahulahan.
Hey, listen, it's been a long freaking week, man. Um,
I get my nubby on. There we go.
you get that Nobi on, bro.
Nubby's on.
All
It's
right.
Mahulahan. Mahulahan.
Mahula, Mahulahan, Mahula, Mahula Wula. Hold on, let me do something. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
What? There we go. I think that should be a little bit louder. For some reason, the Zooms loves to put my audio at about halfway, even though the input on my computer is high. A little design fault. Let's go, Eric, the CEO and founder of Zoom.
I don't know what my audio is at. Let me. Guess I should check my. See. Save as system. Where's the setting? Video settings. Yeah, I don't. Audio settings. Here we go. I can turn my input volume up, turn it down, output volume up, suppress background noise. Let me do this.
Suppression fire. we playing Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty over there?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Well, I'd say let's do this. I'm wearing a polo today. I feel very uncharacteristic for the podcast on a Wednesday. Joe, it has been way too freaking long, man. It's mostly my fault. It's a little bit your fault.
Yeah.
You've been a little.
Both of us. Both of us.
Kind
Yeah.
of just haven't jived a little bit with our timing, but that's
Well,
fine.
I am with child, so.
Wait, which child are you with?
Oh,
there he goes.
oh, there he is. Yes, there he is. Ranger. I am with Ranger.
You are with Ranger.
Yes.
Man, we owe the people like a month worth of podcasts.
Yeah.
So let's see what we can do to fulfill their needs. I've been getting text messages from people asking when the heck the next episode is coming out, and for the past like 3 weeks, I'm like next week, and it has been a hell of a go. A lot of things going on, and that's no excuse. I apologize. Joe apologizes too, although he's
I
incapable.
apologize.
Oh my gosh, and you got lightning going on back there.
Yeah. It's about the storm. It was storming earlier. Now it's about to storm again. So, it should be interesting. You might see a Ranger run and hide.
Yeah, you need a thunder blanket for him, don't you? Or do you have one?
Yes. I don't think it would work for him, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
We tried it before and it just really didn't work. They say that the reason those work for dogs is dogs can sense the static in the air changing with the thunderstorms. So they say like a thunder jacket, like whatever you would say it, equalizes that, or rubbing like a dryer sheet down their back. They say if those things don't work, it's more to do with the dog just being afraid.
Well, I'm going to show you something. So my sister Catherine, you're listening. I know you are. You shared this with me the other day. So Catherine and I used to live together back in our early days of our 20s, and I had a big old Doberman who was amazing. His name was Toby, and long story short is he was very anxious. He was an anxious boy, never with thunder and lightning. However, this is, let's pull up the photo album here. She she shared this with me. So he'd get so anxious I'd have to like hold him like this, and he'd fall asleep. He would absolutely love it. Now I love in the background here. So this is an old.
That's an old TV.
Yeah, we couldn't quite afford one of those newfangled flat screens, but you do have on the bottom right hand corner of the television, you do have Indiana Jones trilogy.
Oh yes,
So,
you do. I do see that there.
I've got it over here too, and I've got it on whatever you call it nowadays on Prime. So I've got downloads. So can't go wrong with that. But let's jump in, man. So you got a lot going on behind you. Wow.
You like that, huh?
I do like that. It's a little funky.
I was looking for bass. It's a jellyfish, you know. I was trying to find a bass, but
Well, we promised on the last episode that we dive into a little bit about Tough Mudder, and I figured we'd spend part of an episode, or at least a full quick episode on Tough Mudder, and kind of the experience itself. Now, for those of you who are unaware of Tough Mudder is an obstacle course race, specifically surrounding literally mud, right? So everything has something to do with you being filthy, dirty, crawling through mud, climbing over mud mounds, whatever. We got a buddy from the surf group who put this together. Another buddy of ours, his girlfriend works for Tough Mudder, so we were lucky enough to get free passes. And hey, why not go run a 5K, right? We did the
yeah.
half or whatever. Like, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't run ever. Sounds like a great idea. Let me go run a 5K in the middle of summer. and with my pale pasty ass, and well, sure, it'll be fine. I weightlift. It'll be all right.
Yeah, I lift weights. I'll be fine.
I lift weights. It'll be all right. Right? It's fine. How hard could it be? Well, number one, what an event. Like, Donna came with me, and she did not run. She watched my buddy's kid, and there was about 6 or 7 of us. There's a video on YouTube that one of the kids posted. I'll share it in the link in description here. We get there, and it's like a legit festival. You all right over there?
Somehow a fly got in my house. Keep going.
All right. I've got tons of those in my house too.
Hate
It's like an
flies.
entire festival. Like, it's insane. We get there at like 9 in the morning, maybe even before that, and there's already people drinking and hanging out.
At 9?
9 in the morning. Like, and these are like super athletes. Like, you go there, everyone's pretty much naked. Like, that's a prerequisite, is you have to be shirtless, wearing booty shorts and, maybe a tank top, maybe not. I mean, maybe a sports bra, maybe not. Yeah. And here I am, I'm like, hey, like, I'm going to be climbing over things. Let me think logically about this. I'll wear my jiu-jitsu spats, which are just tights, underneath my RVCA running shorts. And I wore a t-shirt because I'm like, it's going to be too hot, right? But I thought maybe I should wear a long sleeve t-shirt underneath my t-shirt, just because you're going to be climbing, right? And you don't want to cut your forearms and stuff like that. Logical thinking. And here I go, I show up, 9 o'clock in the morning, people are already drinking, hanging out, listening to Unsun's music, and they're all naked.
And they're all naked.
All naked. So Donna's like, what did you get yourself into here? And I'm like, well, the best part, it's like, it's a 5K, which is what, 3.1 miles, right? 3.12, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's like, how long is it going to take? It's like 40 minutes, maybe, right? Like, well, like, sure, okay. So we get, you go and you do this whole thing, and they give you the whole rah, like, let's go team, like, this is a thing, welcome back.
This is a
COVID.
thing.
Yeah, this whole thing, I see so many same faces here. This is out in the Poconos, and at the Poconos Raceway track, and you're like, all right, well, this is good because it's not Mountain Creek, which is not making you run up the hill. This is all flat, right? It's a racetrack.
Right.
How bad could it be? So yeah, let's go. Everyone, I'm so proud of you. So we have different launches. So we get into a launch. I forget what time it was, like 9:45 or something like that, and we're all like excited, like, yeah, the race is beginning. You run like half a mile, and all of a sudden you get to another starting line. So
another starting line?
You get to another starting line, and this guy starts, like, awesome guy, like the DJ or MC, whatever you want to call him. He was trying to amp everyone up and was like, let's take a knee, and let's talk about this, and blah blah blah. And like, it was super extra. And I was just like, dude, I want to go, because I just want to finish this thing, because it's gonna suck, because I'm gonna be running 3 miles.
Right.
Like, I'll kill it on the obstacles. I have no doubt in my mind, like, that I would do fine in those, but the running part was gonna suck. Now, in my mind, I had thought, and I watched some videos on it, not a lot, but just enough, to try and get an understanding of the obstacles. And they're like, oh, well, over the course of the 3.1 miles, there's, I think it was 13 obstacles. It's like, wow, so what do you want, running the quarter of a mile, and then you do an obstacle to, whatever. Yeah, that's a little too cropped in there, Joe.
Yeah, well, yeah,
that background. You need to change the size of the
yeah,
picture, I think. So after that, it gets you all souped up and you just start running. And now these people, super athletes, man. Like most of the people there are super athletes. Everyday people are doing it, right? I applauded the ever living hell out of these people who were not in shape that were there.
no,
We got to some
definitely,
of the. It's got to be tough, right? Like
yeah,
getting the gall to go and do something like this if you're not in shape. What an amazing undertaking, and it's such a cool environment because it really was, like they said, everyone here is on your team, and you have to help each other get through these obstacles. Now, we had a team. So we had one of the guys on the team was joking. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to run ahead of you." He was a big runner. He's like, "Oh, I'm just going to do the obstacles by myself." I was like, "Okay, enjoy. Like, you might not get far because you really do need, in some cases, the people to help you up and over things or between things,
right.
whatever." But you would get to these obstacles, and there would be people who would be doing it by themselves. So you'd have to help them lift them up or push them over or whatever through some of the obstacles. So it was cool as far as teamwork goes. Um, Definitely was nice to not have people freaking out about COVID,
Yeah,
and
that is nice.
didn't see a single person wearing a mask, which was awesome. Um, it felt like the world was back. Um, so I'll take it back a little bit further. A few years ago, I worked with a guy. He's pretty freaking cool. I won't call him out here, but he is on the world's toughest mudder uh, circuit, I guess is what you would call it.
So
So
there's an
he's like a
actual circuit?
dude. It's like a professional tough mudder races. Like it's like a 24-hour race.
I
I
didn't
think
realize
I think it's
there
maybe
was,
it's 12 hours, it's 24 hours. Call me out if you're watching this. I'm ad-libbing this. I'm not Googling anything while we're here or duck duck
I
going.
had no idea that,
Dude,
that,
and they go around the world and do this, and there's
that
like the
existed.
championship. Yeah, so you can only get invited to the world's toughest mudder circuit if you've done so many of tough mudders, regular tough mudders, and you have to do it within time. So we weren't timed. Like it was just like, hey, go enjoy yourself. This is for
I had
people who
no
are
idea.
sadists and are into it. Yeah, I had no idea either. So he's like super into it. He was there. He got there later. They start their race after everyone else finishes theirs, and they go overnight until the next morning.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so yeah, it's pretty tough.
Yeah,
And
that is pretty tough.
it's a picture. It's a marathon with obstacles in it. Like that's literally
100,
what you're.
yeah.
Yeah. So he first kind of put the inkling of the idea in my head. I was like, oh, maybe one day I'll do it, but I'm never gonna pull the trigger by myself because I'm not really that into running or anything. So we'll go forward. So I'm there and I'm thinking at the starting line, I'm like, this is a terrible idea, right? It was cold in the morning. This was in July, and it's like cold, and I'm like, it was cold enough, and I'm like, it's gonna be a nice day. Supposed to have overcast, which is great for me. I love it. I don't deal with the sun well, especially when I'm exercising. And we get to that second starting line, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life right now, Joe?
Yeah. I mean,
um,
that's,
yeah, but you run so they do like the whole whatever blowhorn or whatever. You start the race and everyone kind of funnels, and I used to run cross country in high school, so you have like this big open area like this, and you funnel down into this starting area that's like this. So you have hundreds of people funneling down. So we're not timed. So I don't. You want to go in front of me? By all means, please. Right?
yeah,
Enjoy.
exactly.
Have a great day. I'm here for fun. We're in a team. We have, what did I say, handful of people, um, and we're all waiting for each other. We kind of just jog our way around, get to that the first, if you will, obstacle, and it was like a wall, and you kind of just leap over it. You're like, this is it. It's like, okay, this isn't bad. You walk up a little bit further. You're now crawling through mud. You're like up to your mouth in mud, and you're under barbed wire, and it slowly but surely starts getting a little bit more and more intense. And as you go, you become more and more fatigued. So I'm thinking, okay, this by like mile 1.5, you're thinking, oh my God, I've already ran like 5 miles. Like this is what it feels like. You've already ran 5 miles, and I'm thirsty, right? I didn't bring my camel back because they said there's watering stations along the way, so I get very dehydrated. I'm one of those people. I'm from the north, right? Like the Northern Europe. I need water, otherwise I'm
Yeah.
going to die. And I was like, man, I really need some water. I'm gonna faint. Like this is too much. So, like I said, fake mile 5, or as they labeled it, like 1.5 miles. There was a watering station, and this is after you've already done half of the obstacles, so like 6 obstacles or something like that. And then you start like long runs all of a sudden. So now the running starts to get longer in between each of the obstacles.
So what did the water break place consist of? Do they just throw water at you?
No, actually, they do a hell of a job, Tough Mudder.
I had to
It's
ask. I'm curious.
Yeah, no, it was like a legit watering station, and it was a
Huh.
couple stations set up, and they had these like taps, and they had cups, and they would hand you whatever it is you wanted. They had regular water, and then they had water with electrolytes in it. The water with electrolytes was disgusting, but it was hot as hell, and you're running and you're exercising, you should be drinking the electrolytes.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people I was with didn't do it. I thought it was intelligent because you're sweating all the salt out of your system. Better to
Yeah.
replenish it and get yourself back up. Um, I I don't know if I would ever do it again. I got to be honest, and it's not because it was too tough. Like I think I was energized enough getting through the obstacles. Right, you end kind of running through this field of electrical wire that's dropping, and it's supposed to like zap you. Like that's what you end in. Um, that was fine. We did this Everest thing where you climb up and over this giant wall on the cargo nets and stuff like that. That was fine. I'm not scared of heights.
So do you really get zapped by electric though?
Well, we were told it was not working when we were
Oh, come on.
so yeah, I'll let you look under the hood there. It did not. So you kind of freaked out, and as you ran through, you're like, I'm touching wires and I don't feel anything. Now I've been electrocuted before, right? Like
Oh, I've gotten 220. It hurts.
yeah, that does not feel well. Yeah.
220 volts is really, really bad hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have like 120 through there that just gave you a little zap.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a little zap, and we didn't have it. It is what it is. I mean, I wound up walking part of it. Once again, I don't have an ego. Like I was tired. I was like by mile 2.5, I was like, you know what? I'm saving my energy for the obstacles. I'm not out of sight of cameras. This is what I used to do in cross country. I was telling my nephew this when I ran track in high school. The coach would be like, "You guys got to go run like 8 miles or whatever the hell for a couple hours. Like just disappear. I don't want to see you again." We'd run. As soon as you got out of sight of the coach, you just start walking. You're like, "This is stupid. Let's go back to my house. We're gonna order a pizza and hang out." So, I've never been big into running, even though I was on the track team. So, Tough Mudder.
So how did you do overall, you think, compared to other people? Are there people finishing behind you, you think?
Well, you did. It was hard to tell, and I kind of wish we had timed it. And I think the one kid who recorded, he had his Apple Watch tracking us, and it at one point, I mean, his Apple Watch must have been foobarred because he was like, "Oh, we're like 6 miles in." I was like, "There is like," it felt like we were 6 miles in, but I was like, "There's no way," because unless we went the wrong way, because there's a 10 mile. I'm like, did you lead us? Because he was always in front. He would like run up and run back because he's one of those obnoxiously in shape people. And I'd be like, did you lead us the wrong way? Because we were following you.
Right.
If you took us to 10 mile, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah, he accidentally took you the 10-mile route. That's
I thought maybe he did because his watch was wrong, but I guess maybe his watch wasn't wrong because he was running back and forth. Like he wasn't just running straight. He'd run forward and then come back and see what everyone was doing. Like just stop, man. Like we don't need this in our life.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was
Middle pack, you would probably have to guess.
middle pack, I would say. And again, it's difficult because people start before you and people start after you. And we definitely passed people, like people that weren't in our group, and it's hard to tell because you're starting with probably a good 100 people at the starting line, but you think you get a good idea or a good look as to who's around you. And I mean, we were passing people we hadn't seen before, but then again, there were people who were legit racing, like guys they had like numbers on them or whatever, and they would like fly past you, and you're like, oh, okay, you're doing it. So
You're doing it.
good,
Not
good,
for me.
good luck.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you did that. I don't know. My stepsister's husband used to do a lot of those. I saw through Facebook. All I saw, like you said, was a ton of naked people laying in mud, and which
Well, it literally
I
looked like that, and it was kind of funny. And I'll pull up a photo or two here. Now, no, that's not it. Where are these? Where are these?
pull it up real
holes?
quick while I turn this TV off. Hold on.
Yeah, hold on, because they're not. That's where we're going. All right. No, they're still not there. Where are these photos? I don't even remember. We did it. We did it in July.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
Tough Mudda. I mean, we're almost in October now. I mean,
it's crazy.
in a little bit.
Well,
Yeah, I know summer flu.
Ah, man, it was, busy summer, man. And I'm gonna see you can fill in the air for a moment as I do this regarding how stupid people are and doing things like this for no reason. My buddy said to me, he's a ex special forces. He goes,
You know what it
why?
reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember the color races that were like all the rage?
Yeah.
Like you would run and you get to the end of it, they would like blow color up on you.
Yep.
Basically, Tough Mudder to me is like the want to be more manly color run.
Yeah.
Granted, there's some aspects of you jumping over some cool stuff. It would have been a lot cooler if you were electrified, but hey, you know.
Way to rub it in. I mean, that you want me to be electrocuted. I've had that
No,
happen a few times.
I don't think they're going to put anything that's going to really hurt you. I think they're going to put enough just to give you like you looked at like one of those 6 volts or 12 volts. You look one of those batteries like damn, gives you a little shock, just a little something like that, not to hurt you, but hey, just to give you hey, you think you're a Tough Mudder? Here's a little teeny shock. Nothing to hurt, no.
Well, you see people. I think people are full of it. Like when I was reading people's responses to them doing these things, they were like, "Oh, you're like, oh my God, like I've hurt so bad," and you're like, "Wow, really? Like, are they really electrocuting people? Like, it's weird."
The answer
Like,
is insurance. I would bet $1 million imaginary dollars. There's no way insurance would ever insure something where people are running. There probably some point they got wet and they're going to zap you with electric.
Well, that's the point. Is you're soaking wet. You're muddy. I mean, at some points, even like I had mud in my eyes, and you're filthy. Like there's no like you have nothing to wipe your eyes on. You have nothing to like wipe yourself down with, and you're then gonna electrocute people. Like it's
That's the mistake of running naked. So if you ran some article of clothing on, you could always give yourself a little,
Well,
get to the chopper. One of those.
Right. Well, that's kind of what was funny. Like after that first, I forget what they call it. It was mile of mud or something like that. No, I'm trying to find
the first mudda.
The first mudda that you went through.
The first mudda.
Here, I'm going to share my screen while I scroll through this so you can see what I'm seeing. I mean, why not? It's everybody toughmudder.com. You can see all the photos and they go through everything on here that you would potentially go through.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think it's a cool concept, but I think it was just kind of the more manlier answer to the color run.
For sure.
Instead of we shoot, yeah, I can see it. Instead of we shoot color all over you, we shoot
mud on you.
Mud.
Right. So this is the mud mile or whatever the heck it's called, and you're crawling through this, and you're just like, look, naked people everywhere, just naked. Like, hey, I'm gonna go running with no shirt on. Like this guy's smart. I mean, he's got a headband on. I wish I wore a headband. I'll be honest, that probably would have been a good idea. I saw people with
definitely don't wear white, but yeah, I see people wearing white to Tough Mudder, which
deep down, does it really matter?
No.
I mean, especially with sports clothes. I mean, some of my clothes that were black were pretty freaking disgusting. Like I had to be washed like 3, 4 times.
You just don't
Um,
wear white after Labor Day. I mean,
right. I mean,
so
you
it's
shouldn't,
acceptable. It's acceptable there. You're right. Is it?
right? Because it was July. I
It
mean, it
was
makes
July.
sense, and it was hot. I mean, wearing
Yeah.
black was a bad idea. So this is some of our crew here. And as you can see, they're coming out completely muddy. She's wearing a hat, which was intelligence. We had these awesome shirts. I think that's
Did
me
you
in the
know
back.
these people beforehand? Is it a group like you put together, right?
Yeah. These are people that I know. So I've known them for a long time. A lot of them are friends. But let me zoom out of here so we can see. So these are some of the highlights, right? Like it shows you, like, look who kumbaya, we're drinking. Okay, cool. Um, you
We're
know,
definitely not sponsored by Rain.
no, no, definitely not sponsored. Like this one here, and I'm not going to click on the photo because I'll show you.
Yeah.
And just this one, see, they have this stupid thing on top of it, and it blocks
Yeah.
you from seeing it. So you're just going to see from here, like you're climbing over these dunes. These are like 6 foot deep,
Berms or
or
yeah.
whatever the hell, and then these are
Oh,
all
is that
filled
the
with water.
Pocono Raceway?
That's the Pocono Raceway, yeah.
So do they do this part where like the NASCAR chases you around? You got to dodge the NASCAR.
Well, you're running kind of in the middle. Where is that? Here. You're running in the
I
middle, and
gotcha.
they're actually were doing trials that day.
Gotcha.
And then you got to do the obligatory, carry that giant stick thing, and at the
Yeah.
end you cross, and they give you, a shot of free whiskey, and then there was more naked people, and then apparently they hang out all night and drink. So, um,
That whole thing to me, like I don't know. Look, everybody knows in Uncle Joey's get down days, Uncle Joey could get down, and I could still get down. I could get down with the best of them. But
define get down.
partying like a rock star,
All
buddy.
right, there we go.
One time at the Jersey Shore, I think we had like a 3-day party, and it literally went 3 to 4 days.
Jersey Shore. Was it with Snooki and the crew?
No, it was with Kate Warner's cousin rented a beach house, and she left because it got overran by ants. So Kate Warner and I came up with the idea of having a party called Ants Party to the
Ants
Ants
Blues.
Come March. It was called Party to the Ants Come Marching Home.
Oh,
And like her cousin left all this out. I mean, it was a blowout. Absolute blowout. It went on for like 3 days. But I digress. When you're going to do some physical activity like that, I don't understand the whole getting ripped at the end of it. Like, yeah.
When you're young, like I have a friend in cross country. He would go, and this is high school, and we do not condone this behavior, but in high school, you'd go out and he'd go to a college party or high school party on a Friday night, and he'd show up to the race on Saturday morning, and he would be hungover as all hell, probably still drunk, God knows what else. And guess what? He'd throw up, run the race, and lap me like 2 freaking times.
That's different.
So people do it. And when you're in high school and you're younger, yeah, but like I'm almost 40 years old. Like I'm tired. I'm tired now. It's 7:30 at night. Like I'm tired, and all I did all day was work. Like, oh yeah, I worked out this morning, but like I didn't drink. I haven't done anything. Yeah, I had a nice big piece of brisket that Donna made for dinner, but like you introduce alcohol into the equation, and I don't want to move.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me that, one breath they're promoting like healthy living, but then at the end of it, they're like, here's your whiskey and, let's eat mushrooms and dance like a hippie.
Mushrooms are dead. Well, I think here's my opinion. It's about the kind of the group mentality, right? It's the whole, be a team, experience this together. Let's, get together and have a celebration and, celebrate everything, right? This only happens really in the summer. I don't think there's any Tough Mudders after, I think, this month.
After Labor Day.
Right, after Labor Day, because you can't wear white anymore. So why would you do it if you can't wear white, you obviously can't be naked after Labor Day.
Oh, well,
but
depends.
they've got great training plans, workouts. Like I said, the people are all awesome guys and girls that are running this organization. They really do promote fitness. They really do promote a lot of things. The only way I would do it again is, we were talking to a buddy of ours who, is wheelchair bound, and if for some reason he wanted to do it and he needed a support team, you're damn right I'd be there. But I'm good. Like,
I mean, I know I'm busting their balls, but I do think it's a cool thing. It
yeah,
does seem like a good organization. You know
yeah.
me, I'm a ball buster, but
Yeah, and they're big with like the veteran community too,
yeah,
and promoting all that, which is awesome, and that's all kind of fits in line with what it is, that we preach. So, cool. I mean, they've got workouts, so check them out. Toughmudder.com. I had a, I'll say it was an awesome time. My wife called me an idiot, so I know I had an awesome time if I'm an
yeah, that's
idiot.
when you know it's a good time when your wife's saying
Yeah,
you're an idiot. It's a good
right,
time.
right. I will say that train. I'll say it's not for the faint of heart. Even the 5K. Start with the 5K. Don't have an ego if you don't run, if you don't work out frequently. Start with the 5K. Try it out yourself. Um, do that one, and do it a couple times, and then go for the big one. And then if you like it, like my buddy does, like this guy I know does, maybe you'll be in the world toughest mudder at some point and be winning that. So,
Well, I'm all
try it
for
out.
competition. Yeah,
Yeah, try it out. But it's a good day. Get a group of people together and have fun. I mean, if you're into hanging out and drinking, go run your race and hang out and drink.
yeah.
They got showers, they got food, they've got everything.
So it's
You'd be
basically
good
like
to
a
go.
festival atmosphere at the end of it,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah. And as you know, it's not my scene. I'm not into that, but I can get why people would like it. I couldn't wait to leave. I was like, all right, we're good. I'm ready to go home now. Like, I want to shower in my own shower. They had showers, but you're standing next to people. Um, I'm muddy, I'm dirty. I just kind of, I'm done. I'm ready. Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
let's
go home.
go.
Yeah. So, awesome organization. Check out Tough Mudder. Try and do one. Definitely work out beforehand. Don't start training for it the week before and say I'm gonna, run a mile today or something like that. It'll
Yeah,
be okay. I will say that maybe weightlifting I will definitely say weightlifting is a good idea. But you're definitely going to need to do trail running. Definitely do body weight exercises, pull-ups, things of that nature. That'll definitely help you in the race itself. I know we've spent like 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here, kind of busting their balls, but it's definitely a cool environment. So,
yeah.
Chew, I think that's all I got, buddy.
So you got. It sounds like a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
why not? Doing
Well,
good things. So
doing good things. Everyone, we thank you for your time, and
thank you so
we hope you
much.
enjoyed. And we will chat with you again next week.
Yes, we will.
All right. Thank you.
Damn fly. Did you see it?
I did. I did.
I hate that thing. I hate flies.